gave an interview to the Wall Street Journal in which he says he made Juneteenth famous, that, quote, nobody had ever heard of it before. Juneteenth, of course, commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S. And as you know, he rescheduled his Tulsa rally because of backlash against holding it on that date amid racial tensions in the nation, especially in a city where a racist massacre in 1921 left the once prosperous black district burned to the ground, more than 10,000 of the black residents there homeless, and an estimated 300 dead. Let's bring in Wall Street Journal White House reporter Michael Bender. So, Michael, tell us about this interview, especially the president's comments here about Juneteenth, because it seems like an admission that he didn't know what Juneteenth was.
I think that's correct. We talked about that a little bit in the context of him having to change the date of his rally. And he told me that he started polling people around him, as he usually does on any range of subjects, about what Juneteenth was and who knew what about it. He couldn't find anyone, he told me, who knew what Juneteenth was until he asked a black Secret Service agent who informed him, as you said, that it's a commemoration of freeing the slaves.
That's stunning. I wonder what your reaction is to the president having no idea what this is and surrounding himself with people who have no idea what this is and scheduling his rally in the middle of racial unrest on this day.
Well, I laugh for two things. One, because it is funny. And two, because it's laughable, right? And it's serious. The president of the United States should know what Juneteenth is, but this president doesn't know. And pretending that he did and that he made Juneteenth famous, everyone knows that that is a farce and that it's what he does on a daily basis. It is a lie. This president he doesn't know about history in general. So why would he know about something like Juneteenth when it relates to African Americans and the struggle that black people have had in this country? He doesn't know. He didn't know who Frederick Douglass was. He thought Frederick Douglass was still alive. So it is sad that we have a leader that knows so much, so little about so much in this country right now, especially when it comes to policing, when it comes to systemic racism, that I understand, and I think you're probably going to talk about it, that he's saying, well, there is some systemic, you can't have some systemic racism. It's part of the system, which means there would be systemic racism. So I'm not surprised that he knew nothing, pretended that he did, then turned to a black person or his black friend or someone he knew to find out the information and then took it as his own, which he does all the time.
So you mean like it's darkly funny, right? Not funny, ha-ha.
Not funny, ha-ha.
I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny at all, Don. You know, I mean, I laughed like sort of out of discomfort with the idea that we're even having to discuss that the president doesn't know what Juneteenth is when his White House and they clarified this to him.
I laugh because it's a joke that the president has made a joke of a lot of himself. And yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think, yes, it's terrible that he doesn't know. But a lot of people, quite honestly, didn't know. They may now what Juneteenth is and was. They didn't know because it may not have been taught. And why not say, I didn't know. Now I know. Not a big deal. But I think you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it's laughable because he makes a joke out of himself. But it's sad that he wouldn't know as a leader of the free world.
Impeachment manager, Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, who is also chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. So I just want to start with, Bolton accusing you of